This is an old book. This is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. And I'm a nerd. I know it. I'll admit it. I'm kind of weird, but this is actually a book that I read through, or at least try to, every year. There are things that strike me in this book every time I read it, and although it was not written by a Christian believer, I think that it's very relevant for how we as Christians think about living in Babylon, living in a fallen world. That while Herman Melville is not writing from a Christian perspective, he sees Christianity as having a good place in society, that when done well, it is good. But many of the things that he's critiquing in society at the time he's writing this are actually because of Christians who were inconsistent in their walk. That they were professing God with their lips, but their hearts and their deeds were far from them. This is essentially what he's establishing in the book. And there are a variety of characters in this narrative that I believe represent differing dispositions that people have towards God. You have Ahab, the captain, who looks upon something like the whale, something that is pure and innocent, and he looks upon it with nothing but contempt. He sees it as evil. He sees it as something that he must rid the world of in the name of vengeance. And then you have people like Starbuck, the first mate, who are very morally upstanding people, but they're caught between two loyalties. Do I follow my captain to destruction, or do I act in the good, in the name of the good for the crewmen? Who do I betray in the name of loyalty and faithfulness? That's Starbuck. And then you have people like Stubbs, who are relatively different. They're just kind of here for the ride. And these are just a handful of characters in this massive book. It's very long, and it has all these twists and turns, and all these subplots and breaks in the narrative where he starts talking about facts and figures and things. But essentially, what he's getting at is the differing people that are living in America in the years leading up to the Civil War. And I believe that the whale represents the differing dispositions that people have towards God. That there are some of us who look at God with contempt and see him as a great evil when he is not so. There are people that look at God and are desire to be loyal to God, but are caught between two loves. And then you have people who are entirely indifferent to who God is. And the question that Moby Dick leaves me with every year is, who are we going to be? And St. Augustine put it much more simply, and he said that Jesus Christ was hung between two thieves. One was saved, so do not despair, but one was lost, so do not presume.